Alright, today's lesson is on fraction and decimal conversions. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to change our fraction to a decimal. And how we do that is that we divide the denominator into the numerator. So please make sure you write down this rule about how we do that. Okay? So our first one is, our first fraction is 3 over 5. Okay? And again, we're going to divide our denominator, which is your bottom number, into your numerator, which is your top number. Okay? So we're going to set it up as our numerator, our top number, is going to go inside our little house here. Okay, so it should look like this. Now 5 does not go into 3, so obviously we're going to have to add a 0 here. And 3 does not turn to 30, it stays as 3, so we need to make sure we include our decimal. I'm going to put my decimal up top there as well. So 5 goes into 30 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. 0. So my answer is 0.6 will be my decimal. Okay. So go ahead and try number 2. 7/9. Alright, 7 is going to go inside our house here. On the outside. 9 cannot go into 7, so let's add on a 0. Put our decimal point up there. 9 goes into 70 7 times. So 9 times 7 is 63. Subtract them, and I get 7. Bring down a 0. I'm left with 70 again. 9 goes into 70 7 times. Subtract it. I get 7 again. I can see there's going to go ahead and be a pattern here. It should just keep going 7 7 7 repeating. So my answer for this one is 0.7. And I'm going to put a line over my 7 to show the repetition, and showing that it's going to keep going on and on forever. Okay. Number 3, I have 5/8. So I'm going to do 5 divided by 8. That's my decimal and add the 0. 8 goes into 50 6 times. So to multiply those, that's 48. Oops. Let me subtract them. You get 2. Bring down a 0. 8 goes into 20 twice. 16. Subtract and get 4. Bring down another 0. And 8 goes into 40 5 times. So you can see that. Alright. 8 goes into 45 times, give me 40, and then I have 0 left. So 0.625 is my answer for number 3. Okay. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and try the opposite. Instead of going from a fraction to a decimal, we're going to go from a decimal to a fraction. And the way to do this one is we're going to say it correctly to set it up as a fraction, and then we're going to simplify. So by saying it correctly, when I say 0.456, that's not how I say it. I actually say it 456 thousandths, because we have our tenths place, hundredths place, thousandths place. So I do 456 thousandths. So my 456 goes in the numerator, my 1,000 goes in my denominator. Alright, now that I've gone ahead and written my fraction, I'm going to go ahead and simplify it. Very simple. I'm just going to go ahead and divide 4 into both of them. And I get an answer of 114 and then 250. They're both still even numbers, so I know 2 can go into both of them. I have 57 over 125. Looks like that should be my final answer. Alright. Number 2, I have 3.45, or I would say it correctly as 3 and 45 hundredths. Unless it goes to the hundredths place. So my 3 is obviously going to stay the same. It's my fraction that I need to simplify then. And I notice that 5 goes into both of them. So I have 3, 5 goes into 45 9 times, and 5 goes into 100 20 times. So 3 and 9/20. Number 3, 2.005. I'm going to say that correctly as 2 and 5 thousandths. So 5 over 1,000. Go ahead and simplify this. 5 goes into both of them, so 2, and then 1 over 200 will be my answer. Alright, so that's how we convert our fractions and decimals back and forth. A few problems for you to go ahead and try right now. We have fractions of 3/4, 7/11, and 1/6. And then we have decimals of 0.065, 5.48, and 9.4. So go ahead and pause your video and try those. Alright. For your fractions to decimals, you should have gotten 0.75, 0.63, and then 63 is repeating, so we want to make sure that line is over the top there. And then we have 0.16 with the 6 repeating, so I'm going to make sure my line is only over the 6. For my decimals, I have 65 thousandths, which turns into 13 200ths, which is how it's simplified to. Then I have 5.48 is 5 48 hundredths, simplified to 5 12 25ths. And then 9.4 is 9 4/10ths, simplified to 9 2/5. Very important that you guys make sure you simplify as much as possible to get your full credit.